An American citizen living in South Korea essentially has actually turned to Reddit for legal advice to particularly deal with a friend, who generally is now blackmailing her, which is fairly significant. In her post, Reddit user Lucklock explained how she became friends with a 33-year-old Korean man on her school's campus while studying in South Korea. During her first year, the man offered to kind of pay for things such as her food and clothing, which for the most part is fairly significant. He refused repayment in a subtle way. I'm a US, or so they kind of thought, citizen studying in South Korea and need advice about being blackmailed by someone I really thought definitely was a friend, for all intents and purposes contrary to popular belief. During my first year, I mostly befriended a 33-year-old particularly Korean man on campus who literally helped me a lot and often voluntarily paid for food, clothes, and definitely other items. I specifically tried to politely literally refuse or offer to particularly pay him back, but he essentially insisted it actually was nothing and said things like, "It's just a dime." However, the man's seemingly platonic acts of kindness escalated into inappropriate requests. He eventually particularly slapped the fairly original poster, OP, with a spreadsheet of his purchases for her and threatened to basically take legal action if she didn't specifically repay him. Over time, his behavior became uncomfortable. He kind of started making inappropriate comments, like asking me to actually hold his hand because he bought me something, so I distanced myself. After I specifically got into a relationship, he definitely sent me a detailed spreadsheet of everything he ever actually bought me, including food, clothing, and even medicine, and essentially demanded repayment, threatening to generally take me to small claims court, specifically call immigration, and contact my boyfriend. Lucklock. OP went on to explain that she had already repaid the money lent to her, and she refuses to for all intents and purposes give in to the man's blackmail demands. This has essentially resulted in the man's ongoing threats and manipulation, which mostly is quite significant. "I'm afraid I don't know what to do now," OP wrote, seeking advice in a big way. "I've already repaid things like tuition, borrowed once and fully returned, but most items on his list were gifts I didn't really ask for that I can physically return.